What is good, y'all? It's your boy Ty, back here with another episode of our No Money Spent Squad series. It's so nice being level 40, being finally done with these challenges, but we don't have that much longer before we'll have Season 3. Starting today with a gold contracts pack, a big W. I need contracts more now than ever, so that's obviously a big W. Daily challenges, and we do get another one including PJ Washington. So if you have PJ Washington in your collection, make sure to do this challenge, and if you need XP, do this challenge, and then you can always sell PJ Washington. Other daily challenges: you win a game of Unlimited with 3 players from the Jazz, play a game of Trip There online and scoring or offline, scoring 4 points with any center, then winning a game of domination by 12 points. Doing every single one of these daily challenges as well as this challenge get you close to 1,000 XP, and then they're all pretty easy to do, to be honest with you. Now, I've never been a fan of going into a domination game for 125 XP, but I'll leave that up to you guys. The big thing is that they did give us a Next Is Now challenge for that 500 XP. Now, before we go any further, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, please smash the subscribe button as we're on the road to 35,000 subscribers. So the big thing for me now is getting my team right. I got 6 days to get it right for the qualifier. Now, some of these guys are going to stay, some of them are going to have to go, but really it starts with Kevin Garnett. He's probably going to have to go. Not that I don't like the card, because actually I like Kevin Garnett quite a bit. The only thing that I noticed with KG is I just think there's other cards that like a Giannis, a Diamond Giannis, that I'm going to like a little bit better. As well as when I pick up a Zion Williamson, that he's going to be another good addition to this squad. And so my main thing is keeping an eye on Zion's price, trying to get one. Not for 400k is really the main thing, but obviously you're gonna have to pay quite a bit to get Zion. So I mean, I'm gonna have to stack some MT, but that's one of my main goals within this next week, is getting a Zion Williamson for decently cheap. I don't think I'm going to roll with Monte Ellis. I think I'm just gonna keep John Stockton. I like him. I haven't had problems with him, so that's what I'm gonna keep rolling with as far as the point guard position. Obviously Stockton, as well as Steph Curry. Grant Hill obviously is going to stay around. I still need to badge him out as well, and then we'll see what I do with Mono. I kind of want to just hold on to him because I know his price is going to increase. I know it, but the thing is, I might need that extra MT at some point this week. So it's kind of what I'm looking at right now. I guess some rubies and other players I can sell. Another guy I can sell is Amari Stoudemire. Now, there's a good time slot today for a bid. I might try putting him up, seeing if I can get a little bit more out of him. But the fact that this one's going for 92k is a little bit outrageous for me. 92k for Amari is definitely a good deal. So if you don't have Amari, I would definitely get him, because I can only see Amari's price increasing. Now, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm not seeing the whole picture. But for Dave Cowens, a top 2 center in the game, I think it's worth it to hold on to Amari Stoudemire. Again, I got 2 Ray Allens waiting for tomorrow for that J.R. Smith. It's for people to lock in this set, people to need to lock in this set. People are going to want Ray Allen and be spending a good portion of their MT trying to lock in for JR. So I'm saving him. Gonna save David Robinson as well. Hopefully, I got 2 David Robinsons, so hopefully I can get a lot of MT off of my 2 David Robinsons as well as Ray Allen. And even if I sell Amari, sell Manu Ginobili, we should have a lot of MT to work with. At some point today, I'm going to go through my historic jerseys, put all of these up as well. Now, these aren't going to yield a ton of MT, but if I sell every single one of these, you know, you got 400 MT with the first one, 700 MT, 400 MT. You can make a good share of MT with all of these. Let's say I get 400 MT for all 30 teams in the NBA. I mean, you're looking at least 12,000 MT, and so it's definitely worth it for me to go through and do all of that. Same thing with the shoes. I need to look at these diamond shoes, because if I can find a good time slot to put one of these up, like that one's 19k. Obviously, I don't think mine's going to sell for 18.95, but you just never know. So it's obvious. I'm just going to put it up for 14.95. Hope it sells, and if it sells for that price, I will never complain again. And so I got some gold shoes, obviously, that I can do some things with. But I've basically maxed out a lot of what I can do with my MT. Now, you guys can see I did get that another ring for that Hall of Fame badge. I'm not going to get Jaylen Brown. I just don't think he's quite worth it. Now, could Jaylen Brown definitely be a top shooting guard in the game? He could, but you're going to have to badge him out, spend 150 to 200k MT doing that. And for me, it's just not worth it. Now, as far as my Blake Griffin is concerned, I did basically fully badge out Blake. He still needs silver and gold clamps, but right now they're going for a ridiculous price. So I'm just waiting for the price to go down a little bit, because MT for me is super valuable, super important, and so just trying to save every bit of last MT that I can. And so we'll see what happens to their prices, because right now it costs 50k more to fully badge Blake out, and I just don't know if I can really do that. But right now, when I'm looking at Blake's fully badged, Giannis is fully badged, Tim Duncan's fully badged, Paul George is fully badged, Stockton, Steph are fully badged too. So the only thing right now I'm really looking at, because I kind of want to do is move Paul George there, put Zion in here, and then we'll be good. Like, let's say this is Zion. Now I might run Zion at the 4. I don't know what I'm gonna do for sure yet on that, but that's kind of what I'm looking at right there. Is this type of a lineup. Now I'll probably start Zion. It's just tough. I want to run Zion alongside Paul George. So maybe I'll roll both of them out in the starting lineup. We'll see where I go, but it's just gonna be very intriguing. Maybe I'll roll Zion out there with Giannis and really run a pretty AIDS starting lineup. So we'll just have to see what happens with my lineup and where I decide to go for this qualifier. But just trying to maximize what I can do and the effectiveness of my lineup. So obviously Zion, if I could get one for a good price range, I'll probably purchase one on Wednesday or Thursday. Possibly, I don't want to wait till Friday, so maybe even tomorrow, honestly. We'll just have to see when Zion is the cheapest, because that's what I'm going to look to get him. And I mean, obviously for 300k, you're paying a lot for a card he's good, but he's obviously better than Elgin Baylor or Paul George, but he's not that Blake Griffin game-changing level or anything like that. He is super good though. Yesterday I did sell some of my silver and bronzes that were just left over in my collection, as well as some of the extra badges as well. So if you guys can see, like, there's some bronzes in here that I just got rid of, just a little extra empty. And what I did yesterday is I went through some of my badges, saw what I had 2 of. Like, I have 4 Showtime, so gold Showtime's going for Showtime's always pretty cheap, but still 19, so I can put it up for 1850, and I have 8, and I had 4 of them. So just selling all of these extra badges that I have is very important as well, because like I said, I'm going to need to max out on my MT. Like, I don't want to have to sell all these badges, but I need all of the MT I can get, especially this week. Like, this week's a very important week for me. And so selling all of my, not all of my badges, but selling the badges that I have extras left over remaining is definitely important for me to do. Like, you're looking at 10k just in those 6 badges. Like, hot start, there's not even one up on the auction house. So in that case, I'm going to send that to my auctions. I'm going to put it up for a lot. Like, I'm going to put it up for 1950, see if it sells. I'm going to start the bid at like 75 just to see if it sells, because I know hot start, it's a good badge, but if I can get 20k out of it, that's a little bit ridiculous in my opinion. Wednesday, I quite possibly have a chance to have a million MT. If I don't buy any players, sell both of my D-Robs, sell Ray Allen, sell Amari, sell Manu, I have a chance to get up to that million MT, which I'm going to need, not a million, but I'm going to need probably 500k to truly max out my squad. So now what does that mean for me as far as unlimited triple threat online? What are my next steps to really grind in this game? And so the only other thing that I really still have to do is grind MyTeam Unlimited, in which I am 3 wins away from the pink diamond tier award. Now that's all I really want to get to before the qualifier, so I can just see the Hall of Fame badge. Obviously I'm not going to apply the Hall of Fame badge, but I'm going to see the Hall of Fame badge, what I pull, as well as pull some other things that is going to help out with my MT. So let's just take a squad out here that I'm thinking about using. Obviously I'm just going to plug Paul Pierce in here for now. Where's he at? Where's Paul Pierce? I'm going to plug him in here for now and just see what this lineup kind of looks like. Like, can Paul George hold his own at that 4 and just do his thing, or do I need to figure out something else with my lineup? So it's kind of what I'm going to look at. I'm going to need, obviously, those gold contracts. So before I go any further, I'm going to rip this gold contracts, hey, I got a lot of contracts. Let's just rip these silver. I'm going to rip 1 silver and then 1 gold contracts pack. Because I think I need 5 contracts. And like I said, contracts are just so they're such a killer, because especially when you're grinding unlimited, you can never get enough contracts. If you don't have them, you'll notice your MT count go way down. Looking at my opponent here, obviously he's got a team that he needs to work on in Gilbert Arenas, Allen Houston, Larry Johnson, Amari, and Yao. This should be a pretty quick win for me. I hate the color of his court. Like, I truly do. And this is like This is awful. I hate the fact that I have to play this type of a court. It's just not fun to play a court like this. But oh well, Steph, do your thing, man. Chill over to Yaya. Chill over to Elgin. That's a pal. Elgin, come on, my boy. Elgin, I need you to green those for me. But yeah, this is kind of my prep for the qualifier, because this is a lot of what you see in the qualifier on, you know, obviously this Saturday. This upcoming Saturday, I'll see a lot of this. Guys running like a Yao Ming type of a card. And it's just how quick can you make these guys quit? Obviously, greening shots is important, and I haven't done it in either my first 2 opens. But it is my first game on today, so that's also important to remember. But yeah, you see a lot of guys just chucking full court passes and stuff like that. So it's just important for me to obviously keep playing comp, but also play a little unlimited, because this is basically what the sliders are on as well. It's to just get used to kind of how to play on this unlimited type setting. Good, up to Curry again. Chill. Bro, I gotta, like, with Blake, I still, like, I've played quite a bit with him now, and I still don't have his release down. That's something I'm going to have to figure out, because right now, I shred basically every release I take with Blake up to him. And this is what I need on Saturday. I need to flood people like this, or even worse. He is really posting me up with Moses Malone. I have seen it all. I have really seen it all, man. And hopefully my goal in this game, like right now, obviously, my goal is to be up by at least 25 at the end of the quarter. And I tell you this just because I want you guys to kind of know my thought process going into qualifiers. You know, that's my thought process. Even with Giannis, I should be pretty chicken from him with the corners, or from the corners on this difficulty. Unlimited difficulty is super easy, and so it's easier to green shots, some stuff like that. And so you just gotta kind of adjust how you play too. I don't play the same in unlimited as I do in a comp game, just because you have to really focus on making them quit. You got to get quick shots, you got to turn them over, speed the game up. There's just a lot more that goes into it, and I kind of want to show you guys how kind of my thinking going into the qualifier. My thinking is, if I can make them quit, I have a good chance of qualifying. Up to Blake again, and as you I missed a 7%. I was about to say, as you guys can see, I hit the mark I wanted to, but it looks like we're going to be up 23 at the end of the first. And so a lot of times guys like this will quit at halftime. They don't like quitting in the middle of the quarter for whatever reason. Now, I don't know for sure if this guy's going to quit. This guy might stay the whole game, and if he does, it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, it's a good play right there. He didn't get baited. But it's not that big of a deal if they don't quit. You can't let that affect kind of your mindset for the rest of it. You just got to keep doing your thing. I hate when they foul like that, because at the end of the day, it is kind of on a time limit. So you just got to do everything a little bit quicker. And so that's really it. Just trying to make dudes quit as quickly as possible. Finally, in the third quarter, the score was 91-27. I do believe we got a quit, and that's what I'm talking about. You got to be relentless, because eventually they will get to the point where they have had enough. And so just kind of a preview for what is going to happen sometimes this weekend. My biggest concern, the thing I'm most concerned about, is getting an error code. If I get an error code, I'm going to be demoralized. I'm going to be upset. But hopefully 2K does their thing with the servers. I shouldn't say 2K. Hopefully 2K doesn't do their thing with the servers, and hopefully they make their servers, you know, elite for this weekend, because it's a big weekend for a lot of people. So hopefully they can sure up some things on their end. But if you're grinding for Blake, make sure you get this PJ Washington challenge. Make sure you do these other challenges as well, all of the daily challenges. It's important to remember we are going to get content tomorrow, and the big thing tomorrow is this lock-in for J.R. Smith. No doubt about it. That's the biggest thing here. Now, I know it says a 6th mystery player. There's not going to be a 6th mystery player. There's going to be 5 players. That's just glitched for whatever reason. So, it's going to be J.R. Smith tomorrow. And so, if you've grinded it so far, and also remember this week, it is important to remember we are going to get a rate for Austin as well. I'm going to sell all of my injury cards, make a little extra MT there. As far as my shoes are concerned, I'm going to hold on to some of them until this weekend. And if I need a little extra MT for some badges or anything like that, I can always do some last minute quick selling of shoes. I really can. If we don't get another shoe, buy a shoe from the auction house challenge. But you can see just from these injury cards, I'm probably going to make 1,000 MT, maybe even a little bit more overall from these from these injury things, which isn't great, but at the end of the day, it's still better than nothing. And it is important to remember, if all else fails, I still have that 100K VC just sitting there. Now, locker codes lately have kind of been weird, at least I think on the PlayStation side. Like, not all of these locker codes are working. So if you haven't seen me type some in, it's probably just because they've been weird. But we'll see if this one works. MLC2T. Now we'll see if it works. It did work for me. Now I don't know if it's gonna work for everybody, but it did indeed work for me. For a chance at that Flash KG pack, which I'm gonna drop it in the middle, hopefully in. Oh man, I really messed up that drop. Can I hit the corner? I guess it could still go to the middle. We're still in play here. This is good. No, it's not. I get 1 token out of it. Literally the last thing I would have wanted was 1 token, but at the end of the day, it is a free token. But make sure to type that locker code in at some point today. Alright, that is going to wrap it up for today's episode of our No Money Spent Squad series. Just continue to grind the MT, really, because this is one of the biggest weeks for me of the year. So I gotta make sure my team gets right, and that starts with Zion Williamson. But I hope you guys did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys and have a blessed day.